always a guest favorite, a journey of giraffe. We noticed these giraffe acting in a peculiar manner. They all had their heads down, picking up something from the ground, and they were actually picking up bones from an old carcass here that the lions had killed. And it's a very common thing with giraffe, and a lot of antelope for that matter, where they pick up bones and chew on them. It's called an osteophage. Now the reason for it is to get the calcium from the bone. When they are calcium deficient, usually there's a little bit more of a peak of it during the winter time, and as we're going into winter, you can see it's drying out now. So you could hear how powerful the jaws of that giraffe actually was. You could hear it crunching on the bones. And the minute they were finished with the bones, they walked straight to the next acacia tree. Now, the acacia trees you can see very, very spiny, and it's been an arms race between giraffe and acacia trees for hundreds of thousands of years, because giraffe and a lot of the antelope feed exclusively almost off acacia leaves, because the acacia leaves are extremely nutrient rich. There are bacteria living on the roots of acacia trees that can fix nitrogen from the air, and that the nutrients that the plant gets transferred into the leaves, and the leaves are super nutritious. So giraffe will go after acacia in a big way, so much so that you can actually track them like it. They go from acacia to acacia to acacia. Okay, you see the giraffe walking away from us. You see how white the ears are. A lot of people will tell you it's a following mechanism, which is a half truth here. Giraffe don't have very fixed group. It's a very loose social structure, so there's not really much reason for them to be able to follow each other. They have the white behind the ears more to reflect heat, to keep the brain cool. If you imagine you're this tall, it's not always easy to get your head into the shade, and that's also why both males and females have those horns. The proper name for it is an ossicone. It gives the skull a bigger surface area, and there's a lot of veins around that area, so the hot blood from the body goes through there, and you see with the cool air around the horns, it's like a radiator and keeps the brain cool. You see, and if you saw that giraffe walked straight over a tree and actually straddled it and moved forward a bit and got that tree under the belly. It's called an apple leaf, that tree. In Zimbabwe they refer to it as a rain tree, and that tree has a natural insecticide on it, and giraffes have figured this out. So they'll actively look for the tree and go and rub themselves on the tree to get the insecticide on the body, to get rid of all the ectoparasites, ticks and all those things that bother them all the time. As we were sitting there with the giraffe, you could hear some kudu alarming, and kudu very rarely give a false alarm. Came around the corner, and we've got Ravenscourt here, right on Inyati's doorstep. Ravenscourt is, as I said before, one of our dominant male leopards, but he's also one of our favorites, because he's earned every stripe in leopard terms. He was a very young male, around about a year old, when he was actually cornered in a tree by Inyati, who was at that stage much bigger than him, and Inyati went up and tried to kill him. His mother shot up the tree to defend her cub. Inyati and his mother fell out the tree, and she broke her back in the fall, and she died. So he was, for lack of a better word, he was orphaned at a year, and that's very, very young for a leopard to reach independence. And even though he was an independent male in an area that has the highest density of leopards in the world, with many big males all around him, he managed to survive. So he fought from day one, literally, and it's not just his size, it's his intellect and his gusto that got him to where he is. So he's not just a beautiful male, he's a really serious contender. As Ravenscourt nonchalantly strolled through Inyati camp, one of the new contenders was making his way north. Towards us, the young male we call Misava. Misava is on the western outskirts of his territory, so he's understandably nervous. Nota is picking up every little bit of scent he can find, possibly even picking up scent of Ravenscourt himself. And he's slightly nervous, I'd guess, of a interaction with the larger, more dominant male. The interaction did happen, and it was short and violent. But one of the animals was seriously injured. Ravenscourt went back west and Misava back east. So as we are on our way to stop for a sundowner along the Sand River, we come across the Ottawa Pride. We're very close to Quay Crossing. So they grooming each other, just reaffirming social bonds and just doing the normal hygiene, as you can see here. Bit of a stretch from the young male to get ready for an evening of hunting and patrolling the territory.